Welcome back to the J-Play Play-Along of Ripto's Rage. But wait a second, you might say, clearly recalling that we've already defeated Ripto and collected all of the gems and orbs, but there's still something missing. That's right, we're going to collect all 16 skill points in the game, and then we will have truly completed the game, 100%. So, we've already got 5 as it stands, let's go get the other 11. First off, we're going to head back to Fracture Hills and decimate everything, Earth Shapers included. You'll see that with a permanent super flame, you don't need any stinking lava or any of Hunter's arrows. Just shoot them. You can even activate the satyrs from long range. But they'll still talk as if they're in front of you.
Thank you for releasing me.
Once you have 14 spirit particles, run the supercharge course you used to break down the door and free Krista. You'll need 3 full laps for the skill point. That meaning once you pass through the supercharge power-up for the 4th time without stopping or crashing into anything, you'll get it. This is a bit of an issue as I really don't do anything precision, least of all running. Next up is the fight in Crush's dungeon, which is made even easier thanks to Super Flame. Just spam circle and you should be able to get away without a scratch, and you can even interrupt some of his attacks. Keep in mind though that you don't want to get hit, as that's the requirement for getting this skill point. 7 hits and it's all yours. Next up we have the boss fight in Gulp's Overlook, which is made even easier than the one with Crush if that's possible. Unlike Crush, Gulp has no periods of invulnerability, because the only other way you can harm him is with the weapons the pterodactyls drop. You can actually get a second point, as you see here, by shooting Ripto. I found this one out by accident, because he pissed me off once with his happy dance. As before, spam Super Flame and don't get hit. Over in Scorch, we're given the challenge of knocking down coconuts from the trees in this area. You can charge at them, go right ahead, but Super Flame is much safer. In this area, there's a bunch of trees, but the ones with monkeys on them don't actually count towards the skill point, meaning there's only a total of 7 trees you have to hit. In Idle Springs, there's an idol you have to land on top of. Not that one. It's actually the one inside the ring of Hula Girls, opposite where you saved Stella. All you have to do is land on its head. Now the one in Aquaria Towers is a bit tedious, even more so if you haven't got the permanent Super Flame. What you have to do is go around and destroy 12 pieces of seaweed scattered throughout the level. What this really means, if you're packing the regular flame, is you have to go around defeating enemies first, then go back and get the Super Flame power-up, and then go destroy the seaweed. What's that? You ran out of Super Flame? Oh well, gotta go back again. What makes it worse is that some of the seaweed is guarded by metal sharks, and there's no outrunning them either. They don't just eat you and spit you out like normal enemies. They just eat you, and that's it. Tedious. Just go get the Super Flame, and then you can go kill 2 birds with 1 stone. The next 3 skill points are in speedways, which puts you on time limits and force you to be efficient with your flight. Since you've seen this already, and since I've mentioned skill points here too, I'll just speed it up and put the required times for each course as it appears. Now, once you've acquired 8 skill points, I believe it is, you get an extra section in your guidebook called the Epilogue. It is just as it sounds, a collection of events that happened well after the game. After you get all 16 skill points, you extend the Epilogue and get a little tiny bonus something at the end. But really, the Epilogue should be bonus no. As for Canyon Speedway, I find this the easiest one. If you know what you're doing, you can easily finish it within a minute and 5 seconds, if not under a minute flat. The vultures should be the only thing you have any sort of issue with, as they're of differing altitudes, and I think their position's random or something. And what I wanted to be the final skill point, as you might have guessed already, is the fight with Ripto. Mash circle for the first phase. Mash circle for the second phase. And the third phase is very likely the only part of the game that stayed the same difficult before and after Super Flame. Stay on your wings and don't get hit. It's more likely than you think it is. After that, you should have all of the skill points and the full epilogue to peruse at your leisure. Go found a new life at the Society for the Protection of Abused Monsters Petting Zoo, otherwise known as SPAM! Enter the Dragonfly says differently anyway, but that's when Universal took over. Some of the Earthshapers joined the Fawn Dance Troupe in Fracture Hills. Whatever floats your boat, man, just don't expect to win points with the others. One of Spyro's friends found a new toy, irony at its finest. Hatred of dragons gets you owned by a dragon. That's all I have to say about that. Hunter's scuba diving career got cut a little short. A little? Need I remind you that those things insta-kill you? It's a wonder he made it to Year of the Dragon in one piece. Moneybags swindled the Bone Builders one time too many. Do you ever learn? Also, they had the lava lizards on their side. Awesome. Talk sheet, get eat! Agent Zero found some new recruits to train. He's moving up in the world! Soon he'll catch his big break competing in a game show in outer space or something. The Ice Builders finally made it to Colossus for the big hockey game. Is that really happening? 1-on-3? Man, that's messed up. Is that the only player that team has? The chef finally got to host a hot tub party. He got a turtle in the pot after all. Well, it's too late. I'm not giving the orbs back. Spyro missed his chance with Allura. He's not in it for the girl, he's in it for the adventure. That's kinda messed up too, though. Besides, that unnamed fairy back in Haunted Towers had first dibs anyway. Crush decided to pursue higher learning. Well, I guess that explains why he was able to talk into the Dragonfly. Still, 1 + 1? Everyone knows that's 11. Spyro was confronted by the black sheep of the herd. I'm sorry, you must not realize who I am! And then we have a guide of extinct creatures from Basil of all people, who we've only ever seen once. I imagine this is some sort of list of concept art of creatures that didn't actually make it into the game, hence extinct. Farm A Robot, can you imagine the twist of having to fight the robot farmers instead of helping them? Blizzard and Fat Slobber looks a lot like the guys with the hammers from Glimmer. Mr. Fistus, that is a great name. I'd like to meet that guy. I really would. And then, Nervous Tickus, wuss. I can't stop laughing about how out of place that is. Anyway, that is the end. Thank you all very much for watching. It means a lot to me. If you enjoyed it, why don't you play along next time? Because playing by yourself is just plain boring. I'll see you all in the next J-Play. Though, even I don't really know when it's gonna be. But I'll see you all anyway. Seriously though, flying cats? That's crazy. You're all crazy.